buckle up, because it's gonna be a long ride. It's gonna be a wild ride. Nobody cares, but we're gonna tell you anyways. This is Popcorn Chats. Oh my god, dude. Straight out the gate, I have a fucking confession.
Okay.
Don't be mad, but I don't have enough money to buy alcohol, so I am not drunk, but I am in no short supply of the devil's lettuce, so that has consumed. So I'm gonna be silly goofy and not necessarily like turbulent. Well, probably still turbulent.
I feel like we keep the Drunk Disney label, but obviously with the option of you indulging, you know, in the weed, because it's like the Drunk Disney, it rolls off the tongue. It's a staple thing on the pod, but I think obviously whatever state you want to go in. And also it's like, it's not like I'm getting drunk for this episode. I'm having a beveragino.
Yeah, it's Monday. Like, relax.
It's Monday at 4:30 in the afternoon, okay? Like, I'm not trying to get smashed off of Moscow Mules right now.
Yeah,
so.
I think it was easier because this idea was concepted back during Corona, like, crazy days when there was literally nothing to do, and getting drunk on a random Wednesday was kind of just like, what else is there to fucking do now, especially with our time difference too. Like, it's quite literally 2 p.m. where I am. Yeah. And for me, like, every time we do Drunk Disney, I'm like drinking in the middle of the day, and then the rest of my day is just shot. If I can smoke up on some sativa and be productive the rest of the day, I'm gonna do that. And I don't need the judgment. I'm being responsible, actually. My mom was like, why are you making videos of you playing The Sims while you're high?
Stop it!
And she's like, I think there's some better ways you could be utilizing your time. And I was like, true, but no comment.
Like, Kelly, you're not wrong, but also you're not right either.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Oh, we got an intro. Whose fucking turn is it? You?
I think it's mine. Alrighty, everyone. What's up? Welcome back to Popcorn Chats. I'm McKay.
And I'm Katie.
And we are back this week with a Drunk Disney episode. It's been a hot second since we've done one of these. If this is your first Drunk Disney with us, Katie and I get drunk and or high, and we discuss a Disney Channel original movie from our childhood and just have a fun time. And this week we decided to watch The Jump Rope Sensation, the movie that kept the jump rope businesses in business to this day.
Jump Rope for Heart. It kept Jump Rope for Heart funded.
Jumpin', starring Corbin Bleu and Keke Palmer. So, we'll be discussing.
Well, back in the schedule, we had Nope being covered for this week, and I feel like this is even better because Keke fucking Palmer has not had the career that she deserves, but I'm so glad she's getting recognition now. She has always been that bitch.
See, I saw people on Twitter being like, saying that Keke Palmer was like shorted by Hollywood or whatever, and she was like, no. And she listed all of her accomplishments, and she was kind of like, what the fuck are y'all trying to say? Are y'all trying to say that like I haven't done shit? And I was like, yes, tell them all, because she has done a lot of shit. So
she has done a lot of shit, but I feel like she hasn't been, like, I feel like she should be getting roles like Zendaya gets roles. Like, I felt like Akilah and the Bee was so good. I loved her in that. I loved her in True Jackson VP. What has she been doing since True Jackson VP?
I think she's just taken a different route in her career. Like, she's been like on talk shows and stuff. Okay. But that's actually exactly what she was talking about, because people were comparing her and Zendaya, and she was like, don't fucking do that. She was like, don't do that. And Damn. It was, and I really liked her response to it. But anyways, yeah, we were going to be talking about Keke Palmer one way or another.
Yes.
I literally have not had a single free moment to go to the movie theater to see Nope. Still plan on it. We'll probably eventually cover it on the pod, just not this week.
Yeah, I would love for it to come out on a streaming service before we cover it.
Yeah, we might have to wait for that. Anyways, check in. Katie, how are things?
Things are good. Just out here vibing. I don't know if I have anything to check in on. The lesbian drama is still raging like a wildfire, and Becky's So Hot, the music video, just came out today, along with my rent payment. RIP to that money. It came out of my bank account, if you know what I mean, shouting.
Oh my God.
Bella Thorne, bitch, was in the Becky Soha music video, and her and Fletcher were making out, and I was shook to my core at 10 a.m. this morning. I was like, oh my God, this is too much. My brain, like, combusted. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you aren't on the lesbian side of TikTok that you should be on. So I really
Not
feel
Balela Throne.
I really feel like this fucking garage band is not recording me the way it should be. I don't know. And my hands are really sweaty.
Thank you for sharing.
You know what? It's fine. It's recording its best. So we're gonna cut it some slack. How are you? How are
I'm doing the
things?
best I can. I've only been doing this for like 2 fucking minutes. Today was busy. I had an insane week last week and like a busy weekend with my nephew, which was really fun. Lilas to him.
Yes. Little child. Shout out.
I love you, and it was a lot of fun. And he's like to the age where he's like actually fun now. Like,
Okay.
you can like interact with him. You can kind of like reason with him a little bit, which is nice. But
Yeah.
he just likes to chat. I don't know what he's saying half the time, but it's cute. And he's just really fun. And I had a lot of fun. I was with him all weekend, and I was tired, but also like not in a bad way. It was more just like, ugh, I'm socialed out.
Yeah.
But anyways, Lilas to my nephew.
Because you socialized with the baby. You got socialed out from talking to a fucking baby.
He's 2, first of all, and yes, because
When
all
do you
he
stop
does
being
is
a baby?
chat.
When do you stop being
I don't
a baby?
know. I don't know.
That's a baby to me.
I mean, yeah, probably. I think he's like a toddler.
Well,
it's like in
this
The Sims. You know, he aged up from baby to toddler.
I was just about to say, I was like, bitch, this isn't The Sims. It's not like infant to toddler to kid.
Well, he's in his toddler era, so...
Well, my fucking bad. My bad to Elliot and my bad to Kiki Palmer just like coming in for her life today. Just like the rest of the mass population. I guess I'm just like everyone else.
Oh, shit. No, because I saw the same things that you did on Twitter, and I was like, oh, yeah. But then when I saw her response, then I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that makes
So
100% sense, what she said.
Yeah, been
Sorry.
busy, doing good. Go follow us on TikTok at Popcorn Chats Pod. Go follow us on Instagram at Popcorn Chats Pod, because I'm going to be on the shit of making a video for every single episode. Hopefully 2. Get back on that. I used to be good about that. I have not been lately. But now I'm coming back, and they're better than before.
Yeah,
So-
they're really good. Your editing game has been turned up in this hizzy. And
So-
yeah, check out our reels on Instagram and our TikToks.
Yeah.
I saw the first billboard that I've seen for House of the Dragon today. It's literally right. It's the billboard right on my street that turns onto like my street. And
Oh my God.
I was like, that's a sign. And I saw it today as I was like driving to come record. I was
I'm
like,
so
"Bitch,
excited. I cannot wait for that.
I can't fucking believe it's already August. Oh my God.
I know.
That
Summer
shit's
went by
coming
so
up.
fast. Ugh.
Okay. Where's my notepad? Hello. Shall we jump in?
Here's the thing. We want to talk about someone who like deserved Disney Channel's like marketing hussy into it is Corbin Bleu. Corbin Bleu is my standout for this movie. He carries this film. He is incredible. Okay, and I don't know if it's like our recent rewatches of High School Musical, like we've rewatched the 3 High School Musical movies, 4 Drunk Disney episodes. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's the Christmas movie that he recently made with Monique Coleman.
Yes.
But just seeing him in front of me again recently just has me appreciating how talented this man is. He was like slept on in High School Musical when we were younger, and then he had this movie which like was big but not like as big as it should have been. And then I just feel like he's an incredible dancer. He's an incredible actor. He's incredibly athletic. Like he can sing. He's literally so gifted in everything. And I'm like, why was this man not like boosted up so much more within Disney Channel? And I was blown away by him in this movie. He carried it. He had heart. He had my attention the whole time through and through.
Yes, he's very talented in many like aspects. He, you know what, when Chris Brown was like problematic, they should have been like, okay, he's out, let's invest in Corbin Blue now, because he is the entire package. He's like a pentagon. He's not a triple threat, he's like a pentagon threat.
A pentagon threat.
Not a pentagon, not like a terrorist. No, that's not what I meant. Oh my god. Anyways, my standout is Keke Palmer. Enough said. I love her. I think she's a very talented actress since day fucking one. That's really all I have to say. What was your standout scene?
I think my standout scene was mostly because it unlocked something in my memory that I did not realize that this is what that was from. But it's when they're walking on the street, the jump rope team, and they're doing their little chants. Like the, my name is Izzy. Yeah. And like doing that, because I had that, like once they started doing that, I was like singing it along in my head when I was watching it. And I was like, is that what this is from? Because that has somehow, out of everything that I've ingested over 15 years since this came out or whatever, that stuck in my brain. So, and I just liked that. I liked when the whole team was together, like the four of them all interacting. It was just always a fun time. So yeah, I don't know. Like, is that really like a standout scene? No, but to me, it was like unlocking something in my brain that I didn't know I still had in there. So I liked it.
I love that story. Do you remember when? Do you remember when?
You sounded like a therapist. Thank you for sharing that story with me.
Thank you for being so brave and sharing that.
Okay, sorry, what were you saying?
Remember when we used to like be on the playground being like, my name is Becky? Yeah. Do you remember that?
No.
We used to do that in elementary school. It'd be like, my name is Becky. Yeah, I'm something. It was like, I don't do drugs. Yeah. It was always something about drugs. I don't do drugs.
No.
Yeah. Okay, well, we used to play that game. And then when we got older, we made the rhymes like more inappropriate, and it was like, my name is Katie. I remember we got in trouble because I like screamed this outside in the neighborhood. I was like, my name is Katie. Yeah.
I literally do not remember that.
Well, that's what that scene made me think of.
Thank you for sharing that story. I'm so sorry I can't remember that. It sounds like we had fun.
I don't know if you were at that sleepover. That was like a guy-girl sleepover in like 8th grade. Super problematic.
I don't remember that. Yeah, I might not have been there.
Or maybe, I don't know if I even slept over. I don't think I was allowed to sleep over because there were boys.
Yeah, I can't imagine my parents letting me do that.
Okay. Anyways.
What is your standout scene?
Oh my god. Mine, I really, really like the first competition scene earlier on in the film when Corbin, aka Izzy, is standing on the bleachers and like watching the girls and like being like, damn, this is actually really cool. I love like seeing them double dutch for the first time and like our time as an audience to also see how cool double dutch is. I really also like the other double dutch competition scene at the end when all four of them are together to have a good girly last time, and I'm sure we will get into that. I love his little running at the beginning, his little like parkour.
Yes, parkour. That's what I'm saying.
He's
so fucking athletic,
and he's just like the neighborhood friendly guy, which I definitely feel like Corbin Bleu actually would be.
Oh, 100%. 100%. He would be like the kid in the neighborhood when you were growing up that all of the parents would be like, oh, I want my kid to be like him, or like I want my daughter to date him, you know.
Do you remember when this came out? What were you doing? Where
like,
were
do
you?
I
when Jump In premiered on the Disney Channel?
That's how I break down my life. It's before Jump In and after Jump In. There's no the timeline. So this came out in 2007. So it is 15 years old.
Good
so
job.
I would have been 10. So I don't necessarily remember where I was, but I do remember, I feel like we watched this at a sleepover. Once again, I feel like a lot of these Disney Channel original movies, I always think we watched at sleepovers. And I do feel like we watched this one, and I feel like we watched it upstairs in your playroom. Like, I have that like,
don't out me for having a playroom on here, Michaela.
What do you want me to call it? It was literally a playroom.
Oh my god. That was just so crazy. I feel like we have not uttered the words playroom since this movie premiered. Let's go to the playroom, guys. Come on, let's go to the playroom.
I mean, but I feel like that's what I remember it with, but I don't know. Like, I can't picture myself watching this at my house for any reason. For some reason, I'm picturing, like, that TV up there.
Yeah.
And, like, it on that TV. So, I don't know. Do you remember anything specific about where you were?
No, I don't. I do remember, like, showing up to Royal Oaks Elementary and being, like, down to Double Dutch. The next day or the following week or whatever.
Yes.
You know, and I remember that being kind of a little bit of a craze.
Yeah, you know those jump ropes had cobwebs on them before this movie came out. And then this came out and people were like fighting for them, being like, we need to Double Dutch. And if I remember right, didn't we have a gym unit on jump roping?
We did jump rope for heart.
What
remember
is
where
that?
you jump rope for heart. For the heart. It's like a benefit. I don't know. I think it's like one.
Is it
like,
really?
Like, you know how people in marathons are like donate, which I've never understood these either, but it's like a marathon where you like say you'll run 20 laps and Randy from down the street gives you $20 to run 20 laps.
Yes.
So I think it's like that. It's like, oh, I'm going to jump 100 ropes. Like I'm going to jump 100 times, pledge.
Yes.
So that I make it. I don't know.
Okay. I do kind of remember that now that you're saying that.
And then we did have a Double Dutch unit though. We did.
I remember. We did,
that.
100%. Because I remember
the big, huge ones, and we would like run through them. I remember that was like part of the unit.
Yeah, because I remember Miss Steffes like yelling at us because I could never get in the Double Dutch, and she would yell at me from her chair across the gym, and I was like, "Bitch, I'm trying."
Bitch, I remember being on the ground, fucking skull cracked open, crying my eyes out, just like bawling and looking down the gym floor into that woman's eyes, undisturbed, not moving a fucking muscle. No. Sitting completely still and calm, watching my ass on the floor, the plastic gym tile floor.
Oh my god.
You know what gym unit was the fucking best?
The gymnastics
unit?
Yes.
Gymnastics.
Yes. The monkey cards.
Yes.
Although, you know what, Katie, you know what I thought about recently? They fully had literally 5-year-olds climbing up a rope to touch the ceiling of this gymnasium. Just full,
asbestos.
No safety gear.
Asbestos. 2 words. Asbestos.
I like how that's where your mind goes, and my mind goes like that gym was that was not a 1-story gym. That was a multiple-story gym, and they had you climbing a rope to get a little purple card that said like monkey card.
Yeah, what did that even do?
You literally just got it.
What the fuck were bug slips? Remember that shit?
Oh my god.
Remember fucking bug slips?
What is that? The littlest shit that like got us going.
It was being unusually good.
Yeah.
Bug slip. So then you got a slip and then we went to bug awards.
You got a lot of those, I bet, didn't you?
I don't know.
I feel like you probably did. I don't.
But then what did they do?
Many.
What did they do?
I don't know. I don't
remember walking away with any material goods or anything like
any financial compensation.
Right? Like the child mentioned. Where's my
not
check?
The Grinch.
I feel like this is why I have issues because I got rewarded for doing the bare fucking minimum back in the day with these bug slips. Can we please move on? What were we even talking
So we were talking about the jump roping gym unit because I do think this movie started a craze of jump roping. I don't think that beforehand there were many kids dying to Double Dutch on the playground until this movie came out, and then everyone and their mother thought that they could be like Corbin Bleu doing fucking backflips a Double Dutch.
I think back in the day too, like my scrawny ass was like, oh, I could do that, you know, like I could probably plank like abruptly and land on my hands and toes like he does. I could do that now, baby. I do go to a boxing gym, which is cute because I can relate to the protagonist of this film, but also I do go to a boxing gym to work out, and every time that it says burpees on the fucking board, I'm out. I walk out the door. I leave. I can't do a burpee.
They just make you miserable.
But like I physically cannot do it.
You physically can't do a burpee. Are you shitting me? Even I can do a burpee.
I cannot do it. Because my ass is too thick and my titties are too bomb. And I just be falling flat.
What do your titties and ass have to do with a fucking burpee?
I'm just saying that back in the day when I didn't have titties or a booty or really anything except skin and bones, working out and doing like parkour shit used to be a lot easier.
Interesting.
I remember a time when I used to be able to do a burpee, and it was before I had titties and a booty. The way you measure your life, pre-jump in and post-jump in, I measure it when I could do a burpee and when I couldn't.
Oh my god. I just feel like it's been tits for me. I don't even remember not having them. They've just always been there. They've always been in the fucking way. Oh, trash. You know what I wouldn't do now, though, is jump rope, because they would just, like, cause a tsunami ripple along the coasts of Japan if I straight up tried to jump and they just whoosh.
Sometimes when I jump rope, I pee a little bit.
Do you really?
Yes.
Thank you for sharing.
I can't we're just talking about our issues and why we wouldn't be able to jump rope, so I thought I would contribute. I pee sometimes a little bit in my pants when I try jump roping. Yeah, so that's my uphill battle with that.
This has turned into why we can't jump rope. You know what I do remember, though, watching the movie when we were younger and thinking full send that I could do was when the one girl is sitting flat on her ass.
Yeah, and jumping.
I thought, I'm like, I can do that. Literally, bitch, you cannot.
Some of the moves.
You have no core.
Some of the moves I, back in the day, clearly remember. Being like, oh, I could totally do that.
You are, in fact, botched.
I do have to say, not to hate on either Miss Kiki or Mr. Corbin, but I feel like their chemistry is not even comparable to him and Monique Coleman's.
Bitch, no. No one's chemistry will ever come close to Monique and Corbin's that they have. It's titillating. And I felt nothing watching Kiki and Corbin together.
I did like it. I wish that they could have just been friends. I mean, I don't know. It's cute. Their romance is cute, especially their little, out on the fire escape. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that
they're
dynamic.
Neighbors.
Super cute. I also ship Tammy and Chuck. The side characters.
I do too. I know.
The female boxer.
Yes. I wish we would have gotten a little bit more of them. Would have loved to have seen that.
I mean, the gender stuff in this. Sorry, my stomach is growling. Some of it is just crazy that we even allowed this to be on television, because he's going to take his little sister to watch a double dutch competition, and his bros are like, oh, don't you gotta wear a tutu to do that, man? It's there are male jump ropers at the competition. There are male judges. There are male spectators.
Yes.
I don't think jump rope, female. Boxing, male.
No. Also, you literally have to jump rope as a boxer. That's something that you do in your training. That's a known thing. So I'm you're literally doing the same thing, except they're doing it as a team and you're doing it by yourself.
Right.
Make it make sense.
Truly. I mean, Corbin recognizes very soon. He's this shit is dope as fuck. Mm-hmm. But he refuses to acknowledge that until later on. Fuck the Dutch Dragons. I actually do think they're very talented. Their outfits are cool.
Yeah, your name is cool.
I don't like their attitude.
But
I don't like their attitude. Would you like to raise any points?
Yes. One thing that was not working for me was this fucking narrator deal that we have going on. So throughout the film, we have a little bit of a narrator moment every now and then popping in to tell us shit that we can clearly see before our eyes. Obvious shit, Rodney was a troubled kid, or a misunderstood kid, whatever, who blah 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 with his circumstances. We can see that very clearly in this scene, because the teacher is handing him clothes and being like, here, I hope these fit. It's okay, then we can understand that maybe his home situation is not the best if he does not have clothing that he is being provided by his caretakers, okay? Yeah. We can infer that. There are multiple times that this narrator tells us shit that we already know, and then one of the worst times that the narrator decides to pop in is to blow it that they make it to state right at the end of the announcement. That is that that kills the absolute, like, peak of that moment to them, like, pause it, cut to Rodney talking to some kids and being like, oh yeah, they won, but they didn't win this year, they won next year. And then we cut back to seeing them, like, win the competition to, like, move on. And we're like,
Yeah.
I don't get that choice whatsoever.
I don't appreciate it. Yeah, 1000% agree. The whole, like, he's a changed man is kind of lost on me because I didn't need him to be, like, narrating this whole thing. We love a redemption moment. It's fine. I also feel like the guy who plays Rodney is really talented.
I liked Rodney. Because, again, it's like, we always get the mean girl in these ones, but instead we get the mean guy.
Yeah.
And once again, it's the same kind of thing where it's like they're just hurting on the inside and they're projecting on other people. And I liked that we, again, got a resolution at the end of, oh, excuse you, phone, of Rodney making up with Izzy.
I do love a villain that's just mean for the sake of being mean. Like the guys in Sky High that are just like villains just to be villains. Or like Sharpay. She's not like evil, but she's just like, she doesn't have any like tragic backstory or anything.
No.
But I also do appreciate the like mean for a reason. Not for a reason, but it's like, it's a good lesson.
Hurting.
Good lesson for little kiddos.
Once again, we have the formula of Disney Channel original movies of the child whose parents are projecting their dreams onto them and them rebelling against it. We've seen it before. We see it here with Izzy's dad being like, boxing is my, or like, was great at boxing. Boxing's your life. Boxing's our life. That's our thing that we do together. Whatever his expectations of what he wants Izzy to do with that. We've seen it before. We'll see it again. And you know what? It works. It makes the story pretty easy, you know?
Absolutely. And then there's the added layer that like they're missing their mom. He's missing his wife. And at the end when Corbin like kind of breaks his heart and is like, this is what you've been doing since mom died, and like how he like leaves to go get the milk. I don't know. That just like hurt even more because I was like, oh, and he just gave him the necklace, the Golden Gloves necklace. Like that was really cute. I think this film holds up for many reasons, but I think one of them is like the fact that this is Corbin Blue's actual dad. They have really good chemistry together.
And I think just the story itself, you know, like,
yes,
it doesn't really have anything about it that, I mean, like you said, except for some of the gender stuff and things like that. But otherwise, the story itself is kind of classic.
And like the gender stuff still holds up. I mean, now it's like, I don't think people would bat an eye at a woman who's like boxing. Like there's a ton of women who box. It's mostly women who box at the gym I go to. Same with like a man double dutching, but there are things where it's like you have vagina, you can't do that. You have penis, so you can't do that. Like there's still stuff that exists like that today. So and it's just good movie, bitch. Good music, good dancing, good like I love watching the double dutch.
We gotta talk about the music. This soundtrack is so good.
Yes.
So many bops on it. But my personal favorite was Push It to the Limit, okay? Yeah. I remember that song. When that started going, I was sitting there in my seat bopping because I remember that playing on Radio Disney all the time.
That one was really good. I definitely had that on my iPod shuffle. Jump to the Rhythm still gets stuck in my head to this day. To this day, I will have that song stuck in my head.
I meant to look up what Jordan Pruitt's doing now because they really tried to make something happen with her. And then, like, she just never really, like, took off.
Yeah.
So because I remember she opened on the High School Musical tour.
Yeah.
She was the opener for that. Same with Drew Seeley. They really tried to make Drew Seeley happen. He sings a song in this movie too. And Disney Channel was pumping so much money into that man and he just flopped after flop.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I don't know. Okay, where is Jordan Pruitt now? Oh, she owns a bar in Nashville and is married with a child.
That's cute.
Good for her.
She's probably way happier than most celebrities.
And she probably still gets royalties from those songs. So she's writing her first book, AA, Abused Anonymous, a 12-step self-help book for those who have experienced abuse.
Damn, maybe I spoke too soon. I don't know. I hope she's well.
I hope so too. Also, along with the soundtrack, I totally agree that the competition scenes absolutely snap. And I loved the little breakdancing part that they had in the competition as well. Like random. Okay, I don't know how that factors into the scoring of the competition. But I loved it because once again, play in to Corbin Blue's talent, okay?
Yes.
Make him dance.
I know. I was like, that's not really double dutch, but I still thought it was good. And the judge did say say. He was like, this is where you can do basically anything to impress the judges.
What if one of them like pulled out a magic trick?
Right. It just turns into a talent show. One of them starts singing, push it to the limit.
I still listen to that song to this day.
I'm pretty sure that was on High School Musical Sing It.
Was it really?
I think.
Anyways, just the last note that I had about this was I love the running joke about when they're trying to get another member and every time someone's like, well, what about my cousin? And they say the person's name and then they're like, she lives in Alaska. What's a plane ticket? And then another one is like, what about my friend, whatever? And they're like, isn't she blind? And she was like, it's called blah, 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 blah. I love that running joke that they have throughout the movie.
And then the girl that they have at the end that's like falling because they don't know that Corbin's coming, so they like got the fourth girl.
Yeah.
And she like falls at the end.
Yes.
She's like, what do you mean? We have Kaylee. And she just like falls. Love the dad being supportive, and I just love like them being a team at the end, and how he's like, I've never been part of a team before, and they're like all supportive of each other, and like that just made that little moment of dialogue makes the competition scene where they're all like dancing together and having a good time all the much better. And then the dad at the end just being like, you are my champion.
We love supportive dads.
Oh, but that's literally all I have to say.
Lilas. Yeah. I mean, normally during these Drunk Disneys, we don't have a lot to like necessarily say about the movies. We normally get on a lot of tangents. So yeah, I mean, these are always shorter episodes, which is fine. Our Game of Thrones ones have been some beasts lately, and I think our season 8 episode is going to be, well, actually no, probably not as bad since we're breaking it up into 2 parts of doing like season 8 and then like overall Game of Thrones coverage. So anyways, if you are listening to this episode when it is coming out here, next week we will have our season 8 recap of Game of Thrones up, and then the following week we're going to be doing like an entire Game of Thrones retrospective episode where we look back at the 8 seasons that we have rewatched, talk about what we want to see or what we hope to see in House of the Dragon, and just kind of break up some of the stuff because our season 8 episode is going to be a beast and we don't want to get sidetracked by talking about like overall things outside, like for the series, to take away from the stuff that just happened specifically in season 8. So we'll be doing that. And then we have House of the Dragon that comes out. And then fall, we got a lot of fun stuff to look forward to. We have After Ever Happy, the last After movie. So we have another cringe series episode coming up. We have Don't Worry, Darling, one of Katie and I's highly anticipated movies of this year. Did you see the Netflix trailer for Blonde, the Marilyn Monroe biopic with Ana de Armas?
I haven't seen the trailer, but I saw it on there.
I think we got to cover it.
Yeah,
it looks
I'm down.
good. And it also has an NC-17 rating, which is wild.
Okay.
Y'all really liked our Game of Thrones rewatch breakdown, so we are going to be now, after Game of Thrones is done, looking back at one of the most iconic shows of our teenagehood, Pretty Little Liars, and we will be breaking that down half season by half season, because those are like 24, 25 episode seasons sometimes. So we're going to break them down, and we're going to start doing that every other week, starting in September, kind of like how we did Game of Thrones every other week. Looking forward to doing that as well. So we have lots of fun things to come on the pod this fall.
Lots of fun stuff. Come here and say hi.
Hi, how are ya? That is it for this week. We will see you next week.
Yeah, Lilas.
Lilas.